Hello, hello, good to see you. You get fairy dust, I get fairy dust, Amelie gets fairy dust, the Kardashians get fairy dust. It's time for another episode. We are on season 2. Yes, episode 7 still. Okay, so this is drama with a capital D. Okay, so far, and if you haven't seen it before, go ahead and watch the one before this one in the playlist, because this is where Kim is going to go get her Bentley, and then it's taking longer than it should. And then her sisters lose their shit. Mostly Chloe loses her shit and yells at the dealer, and chaos ensues. Then the girls leave. Courtney and Chloe leave Kim at the dealership, and this is what happens next. So watch this clip.
Hello? Hey, Mom, can I talk to you? I hate my sisters. They are so rude. You have no idea how much they humiliated me tonight.
So I just want you to see now what I would like for you to try to do as you continue to watch these with me is I kind of want you to try to figure out what I'm going to say. I want you to think about, what dynamic is she going to point out? Because doing that will help you do it in your own life, and so you can really see what shenanigans are going on, and shenanigans are happening. That's better, and not get hooked by it. You know, when you see one sister yelling at the other sister, you can step back and like, oh, isn't that interesting? Versus getting on a team. And so, as you can see, the first thing Kim does, the first thing that she does, the minute all that goes down, she triangles. She immediately calls someone who is not there. And that someone is their mother. Now, remember, these are all grown women. They are all grown women. So, a grown woman calls her mother to talk and throw the other grown women siblings under the bus. And you can see how this is, dysfunctional, right? If you have a problem with a person, you go directly to that person and talk to them about the problem. Not at that point, because, yelling was happening. It was an explosion. So that's the first thing that happens. So then the next thing that happens is, and you have to remember, this is for a TV show. And so probably the producers were like, oh my God, yes, more of this. Because I don't know, it could be like the first major fight of the whole thing. I can't remember one in season 1, but like a fight, big one. And it's one where they replay the things over and over. And they put like a boom behind the sound effects behind it. So sometimes people do go chase the other adults. They do go chase. So what Kim does next is drive to the house, I think it's Rob's apartment. And so you can see that the other triangle that happens, so Kim triangles with the mother, and then the two women, I should say, go triangle with their brother. So they go dish about Kim, and some of the information that they're dishing about is not accurate. Like, for instance, like one of the things Chloe says she's mad at is, she let those men yell at me. Well, Chloe yelled at them first, and I don't know if that was yelling or not that they were doing back to her. It could be, but that wasn't my experience when it didn't seem like they were yelling at her. They were saying things back to her, but not, she was yelling. So that's another thing is like when you, like it's always interesting to see the version of the story that you will tell. My guess, it was Chloe's perception that she was yelled at. That's my guess, because it can feel icky when you're in a confrontation with another person, and it can feel like yelling. And again, they may have yelled. But I wanted you to see that how the next thing that happens is triangles immediately. So that's not solving problems. So anyway, Kim goes to chase the adults, and to get, so the fight can continue. She said she was going to make it right. And so again, remember this is a TV show, but it does happen where it's like, well, I'm going to go over there and talk to them more and tell them how they were wrong or get them to see my point. The other thing is to not go over there, to let it sit, to let it marinate, to look at your part, to think about it, to lick your wounds, whatever. Process it with somebody, but in a family, you have to be careful about the person that you process with and just make sure that it's, that you're not triangling, and so just watch a little clip of them. This is after Kim comes over there. Kim is hitting, they shut the door. Chloe shuts the door in Kim's face. Kim hits her. And that's the one they repeat, boom, boom. That's what it sounds like on the Kardashians. But, and obviously all of that is not great. Like all of that is not great. But the thing that I'm interested in, the reason I'm doing this series is see if we can pick out the little bits of dynamics so that we can stop living them. So yes, of course, all that's a big old mess and dysfunctional. And everybody knows about it. Like they know about it. I know about it. You know about it. So we don't need to talk more about it. But I just want you to see a little bit more of the triangling. So take a look at this clip.
Get out!
Oh, no.
Get out! You're not wanted!
I've never really seen my sisters fight like this.
Oh, go cry!
So they're over there at Rob's house and he's so fucking uncomfortable. And this is what happens in families. Everybody tries to go find their team. Like the first thing that happens in a fight is like everybody in a family or a toxic family system, like a workplace or some other system, the family will, the people fighting immediately try to go find their allies. Immediately. Like just think how many times you got in a fight with your sibling and you're immediately calling one of your other siblings or your parents and vice versa. And so that's always just really interesting. And this is where you're starting to get to see that Rob isn't all about this life. Like it seems like he's very overwhelmed with this. But the reason I wanted to show this was it made me think, just about the dynamic. Like, so there's a cost to being a reality star. Like there's a cost to being on reality TV and there's a cost to fame. And so you can see here, so one of the things that made me think of was when he says, I've never seen my sisters fight like this. I'm sure he's seen his sisters fight before. But to say it like that, they've never seen them fight like this, made me think about two things. One is perhaps maybe he saw them fight when they were younger, but definitely not since they were grown women. So that's a shocker. And then the other one is, you can hear my cat meowing. All right, hold on, Bagel. Come on, Bagel. The other one is, you come in? Oh, hi, Bagel, come here. So the other one is that it just made me think maybe it's the cost of the fame. And also it may be just a cost of, come here, buddy. A cost of, you get to see Bagel. You never get to see Bagel. Here's Bagel. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. He's so cute. The cost of the cameras being there. So cameras also, so if you think of a family system or something as exploding or getting bigger and get bigger, and then you add a camera to it, and then you add fame to it. And also remember, part of the fuel on this fire is jealousy and sibling rivalry. And then the sisters basically take over the apartment. And I just, he's like, wait, this is my house. Please don't kick out my sister. You're my sisters, but also that's my sister. And they're just totally, which having watched the series before is a very common occurrence. Just, what is it? What do you call those things? But just rolling over, like a street paver. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Him. Oh, it's almost there. I don't have it. Jay, if you could put a picture in of the thing that I'm talking about. Oh, Oh shit. Okay. Like Wile E. Coyote gets run over by it. But anyway. Okay, so yeah, so it's just very, very interesting. So we could say in our cases, so we're probably not going to have a camera on our family. We're probably not a reality star or famous, but just having an extra thing like the wedding or a funeral or a book launch or a birthday, a celebration, the holidays, extra just gives more fuel. I almost tried to remember it. Gives more fuel to the family dynamics. And another lesson from this is when you have found yourself and your family in a huge explosion, and it might feel like, oh, we can never come back from this. Just take a moment to remember that these things are loaded. Yes, maybe some apologies and amends need to happen. Maybe we've said hurtful things that we may need to make up to the person. Like she definitely owes an apology to Chloe for hitting her. That's never okay. And to make it up to her, and they need to make up some stuff that they did at the dealership. So, but you can just see the family dynamics. And so there's probably a kid in your family too that kind of like stands in the background while all the other stuff happens. I'm thinking of like a lost child in the family, like everything else is so big. And if they have a different temperament or a different personality type, like it's all a lot. So, yeah, so let's just watch one more clip. Here we go.
Wait, this is Mom. Hello?
Chloe, what is wrong with you?
A lot.
Why are you being so mean and vicious? This is like you're in a
Chris,
playground.
you weren't there, and you know what? Just because she gives you 10%, you're gonna kiss her ass.
And there you have it. The completion of the triangle. So what Kim did then work. Kim got her mother to do her dirty work. So that's part of what a triangle does. Let me tell on the other adults so you'll get mad at them so I don't have to continue to be mad at them. And this is what you might want to watch, the latest Codependent No More video, because my guess is Chris is eventually going to get in trouble, and she kind of did here. So, okay, so a couple of things. One is I just want to comment on the 10%. Okay. So there are things that we do, the choices that we make in our family, they're important. And we can't make choices without understanding there's a consequence to it. So one of the consequences, so this is now the fact that Chris is the momager and Chris gets 10% or whatever, of what Kim makes, you throw in a different dynamic. This is why there's really no such thing as a family business. The family business is just the family. It's just another thing the family does. And it's just family at home, family at Christmas dinner, family at a wedding, family at work. It's just a different place for family dynamics to play out. And so when you add another dimension of, I'm gonna manage this with this child, I'm gonna manage her, I'm gonna do her, you already set up a power imbalance in the family that you're probably going to get your hand slapped for. Now, it doesn't mean that she shouldn't do that. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that you have to understand that there's a consequence for that, and do all the things that you can think of to make it right. Now, of course, we know everybody gets famous. Who knows how much percentage of money she gets or whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's my hunches, and it seems like over the seasons, well, very much in the later seasons, like it feels like everything's mostly evened out between them and their attention from their mom and stuff as far as business goes. So this particular topic doesn't continue to be a topic necessarily. So just know, like if I ever choose to do something with one of my kids, like I thought one time, somebody suggested, because my son is so fucking funny, that we were gonna do a podcast together. We were gonna, just shoot the shit, whatever, and just talk about our favorite things and talk about memories and stuff like that, or pop culture, whatever, it doesn't matter. But when I did it, I really thought through it. Like we tried it, we decided it wasn't a good fit for us, but it was fucking fun. Like I had a great time. And I thought I liked it because it's like, ooh, I'll talk to my son more. That'll be fun. I mean, he's a grown adult, but so, it's naturally you don't talk as much as you used to or whatever. But I thought like, oh, that's cool. More contact. But I immediately knew, like, I need to think about my daughter. I think I need to think about my relationship with my daughter. I need to think, will there be any impact with my daughter? I just think it through and just make sure I'm paying enough attention to her, make sure I'm, staying in contact with her as much, or, maybe doing other things with her, and also checking how she would feel about it. And so just to do everything in my power. Now it could happen like, so she gets 10% and she blows up, and it can have some unintended consequences in the family, and there's a cost to everything. There was a cost not to do this show. There was a cost. They wouldn't have the success that they have now. That would be a cost. So sometimes the price is you're willing to pay it, and so, and that is how I try to make a lot of my decisions about, how will this impact the family long run, or how will this interfere with my other relationship with this person? Just think it through. Again, we can't, constantly worry about other people's feelings, and that, sometimes we have to do what we have to do. Like we're led to do something, and then we have to let the chips fall where they may. But I just thought it was interesting. And I think it'll be an interesting trope and it continues for a while. It'll be interesting to see when it stops. I'm curious about that. Which season does that stop, where they stop, doing the she's the favorite thing, or that'll just be interesting. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to point out was just Chris calling. So Chris calling and yelling at adults that they were mean to another adult. And so, yeah, so just see that triangle just happen. It's fucking fascinating. It's so fascinating. So I hope that was helpful. Like the goal, once again, is not to shit on them. Like we thank them for the examples, and, that they put themselves out there, and, let us see a lot of things. Also, never forget there's a camera on them. So it does impact how true to life whatever happens is. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Love you. Bye. I'm so glad you got to meet Bagel. Bye.